So, hi folks, I'm just trying to use this. Hang on, bear with me. Hey, that'll do. Just trying to use this selfie stick. Welcome to Williams Billiard Club, otherwise known as the Snooker Room on YouTube. And I just thought I'd let you know the changes that I've been doing just lately and take you through the journey that we've been doing to try and get the snooker room, which is a room in my home where I can play snooker and video it and all sorts of things like that. So, first of all, this place is a garage. It's a double garage, yeah. And it was that down this wall behind me here, when we first moved in, was nothing but units and sinks. There were like 3 catering sinks down there. Behind me there, and the little shelf, the little box you see there, has actually got tons of pipework behind it that runs upstairs, and it goes upstairs to where the loo is above and the ensuite. So first job was really to, you probably remember I used to have a 9-foot table in here, little 9-foot table, craft table they called it, and made of oak and bits of other things. And I said to myself, if I'm still playing on it after a year, then I'll go to full size. Well, during that year, I had to have a new boiler in. And so we had this, you probably remembered from looking at the videos, and if you look at some of them now, you'll see that in that corner of the room, there's a boiler. And the boiler was a bit of a pain in the arse. Once it was fine for a 9-foot table, but not for a 12. But anyway, I went to a 12-foot table, knowing that I had this boiler in the way. And we've had the 12-foot table for about, I don't know, 2 years now. And what I says was, if I'm still enjoying it, every time it's if I am. So first of all, it was, if I'm still using it after a year, I'll go full size, and I went full size. And then it was, if after a year I still like it, let's make it a proper room. So we ripped out the sink. Bear in mind this was all breeze block. If you go right back to the start, to my early videos, if there are some on here, you'll probably see the breeze block walls. I had a fella called Danny Cooper who runs Cue Ball at Derby, came in and did a fantastic job of turning this into a room. But it was never a full room because obviously it's a garage, and there's the garage door as you can see behind me. And it's been fine, but it gets a bit cold in winter. So anyway, the next step was, if I'm still enjoying it, to really do it. And the first thing to do was to remove the boiler. And if you look down this side now, you'll see there's a hole where the boiler used to be. Because what I've done in this past week is have it taken out, even though it was only sort of 2-3 years old. I've had it taken out and I've had a air source heat pump put in. And part of the deal was that they put a radiator in here for me. So if I show you down that backside there, you can see we've got a huge radiator behind me. And that is 2.6 meters long, that radiator. So it's nearly as long as the table actually. It's about 9 foot, something like that. So that in the winter we're going to be warm. Of course, that's going to be a problem if we've still got a garage door on. And that is kind of the next stage. But this stage that I've just done here is to get rid of the boiler. And, you know, the boiler's gone. There's a hole where it was. Get used to that. So first of all, they've not completely finished off yet, so they come in hopefully in the next week, and what they're going to do is remove that mess there, plaster it over so it all looks kind of good and cool, yeah. So that's where we are at the moment. That's why I've not been on for a week, and I've just for the first time took the cover off and had a hoover around the place. And so we're kind of back, and I might be able to squeeze a match in this week with Kev Greby, if I'm lucky. But you can see it's starting to look more like it, because now we can actually stand here and queue up on a blue without having to fight a bloody boiler. which is what we had to do before. And so that's kind of where we're at. The next stage, I mean, obviously, first of all, I've got to get that hole gone. And so we've, and get it all plastered up and all the rest. And then hopefully, I want to get rid of this garage door, and I want to extend by only about 2 to 3 feet, believe it or not, into my yard space, which is my driveway. And I've got quite a big area at the front, enough for about 4 cars. So we're not losing much. So I'm hoping to extend about 2 to 3 foot, because the only problem I've ever had with having a table in here is width-wise it's fine to the inch. And it is to the inch. If you're right on cush, you've probably just about got enough to queue up, and do a few feathers. Lengthwise, not so. The length of the garage is 21 foot, and ideally it should be 22, which means I'm 6 inches short at each end. And I had it centred for the simple reason that I wanted to use it, and I wanted it centred. So at this end we've got a small queue, which I can show you. This one's about a 48, something like that. You can see it's quite short, so that when we are bang on cushion, we can still take the shot. The other end, in the summer months, it's open. We just open it. Maybe you've seen it on the video. We open it probably 6 inches, and it makes the garage door go back enough, so we've got enough room. But the whole idea from here on in, once we've done all this and got rid of the mess and all the rest of it, is to get rid of this garage door, is to go forward around, as I say, 2 to 3 feet. That's all I need. And we're going to have a dwarf wall around it, and then glass units on top, and probably a pair of French doors in the middle. It'll probably look like a bit of a conservatory on the front, but that's fine. And then what I'll do, I'll get the table fitters in to actually move the table about 18 inches this way towards the end, making sure that we don't get rid of one problem and make another, which is these pillars. I had Nick Barrow came not too long ago, and he says, make sure you don't, if you can, get rid of the pillars. And I need to find out, because I know that's an RSJ, but I don't know how far it goes. So I need a builder to advise me on that. If we can get rid of half the pillar, we'll be laughing. Because what I don't want to do is move the table this way 18 inches and then find out we've got another bloody problem, 2 corners we can't do anything with. So, you've got to be careful when you start doing these things, and just check that you can do everything. So the idea is that once we've done that and we've extended and we've put doors on the end, and we'll probably have a proper carpet in. At the moment we've got tiles, which are great, by the way. I love carpet tiles, and they're not cheap really. I think it was 300 quid to do this room, something like that, to get all those lovely grey tiles down, because there's a lot of them, and it's under the table and everything. So, but that's the plan, that's where we're at, and that's where we're going forward. But it's great that today I can actually get down and have a bit of practice for a bit, and I'm just keeping you informed of what's happening with the snooker room, otherwise known as Williams Billiard Club. And the people that I've had playing here so far have been pretty good. I mean, we've had Martin Taylor. Martin Taylor was at Q School this year. So, Martin, if you're watching, cheers, mate. I think you do another visit. My mates are good as well. They're all kind of 40 break players. We're all in about the same groove, apart from Martin. He holds the record for the highest break on this table, which is 69 so far. He'd have done more, but it was during lockdown and he hadn't even touched the bloody table for months. So I think we did well by that, really. So anyway, thanks a lot. Keep coming back. Make sure you hit the subscribe button that's just under here, and the little bell, and it'll tell you when I'm playing a game, because I do tend to stream. It's just a bit of fun. I'll also show you my practice routines and stuff like that. Voice is going now, I'm afraid. So have fun, and we'll see you again. Keep knocking them balls in.